Hi, everyone, and welcome to the first SkyRocket session of 2023. We hope that you all had a wonderful and productive break and are ready to smash the new year in terms of sales. How's it, Dimitri? How are you?
Ah, Wonderful, Gareth. I'm glad to be into a new year, whole bunch of opportunities and a whole bunch of new videos to unfold in front of us. So
Excellent.
yeah, today I'm really excited because we're doing something a little bit different. It's a little bit more casual, but at the same time, we get the opportunity to explore some new technology and at
Yeah.
the same time, take a look at some of our, favorite videos from last year.
So what,
So,
what are we chatting about today?
well, first we're going to go through the recap and then we're going to jump into something everyone's excited about, which is Chat GPT. Now, it looks like a chatbot, but geez, like it does a little bit more. But
Okay,
before we
cool.
get there, let's just take a look at a little bit of last year.
Lekker.
Gareth, what was your favorite video in the last year?
Dimitri, we did such a wide variety of things last year, but I think the thing that stands out for me was a lot of the work that I did in terms of proposals and understanding customer processes was around retail. So I'd have to say that the one that we did around Alice Retail just towards the end of the year, or the sort of middle to end of last year, I think that would have been the one that sticks out for me. Anything to do with retail lately is really, really exciting because it's such a big part of South African industry.
Mm,
If you look at the likes of Woolies and Truworths, I mean, just retail is just huge, and we've got a really strong retail offering, and we've got a really strong set of skills within our Braintree team of consultants and developers that understand retail and have deployed and done good work. Because the most important thing about what we do in business applications, I think, is like not the fact that we have because everyone's got a product that works. It's
mm,
about, do we have experience deploying that product in
mm.
order to suit a set of requirements that exist within a customer? And are we adaptable and able to change that product to meet each customer's individual needs? And do we understand the space that we're playing in? And we definitely do when it comes to retail. So I'd have to say
Yeah.
retail.
Yeah, no question then. We're a diamond and a platinum partner somehow with Alice Retail, which
Yeah.
it really just shows the prowess of the business. And I suppose, for anyone watching, if anyone does need a retail solution of any kind, we really do have it. So yeah, great point there. For me, I really enjoyed our HR series.
Yeah.
Specifically, the first video, was packed with information, statistics, and just the logical process to help everyone understand, what it is that is required from an HR solution, and also giving everyone the understanding and opportunity to note that we do have good solutions, both in-house built solutions as well as some superpowers from the likes of Microsoft.
Sure.
So yeah, for me, that was definitely a highlight. But let's jump back to today.
Good. Good. Chat GPT. I mean, I won't lie. When I heard about it, it filled me with a little bit of dread and intimidation. You know,
A little bit of that Terminator feeling.
yeah. Like what's happening? Are they taking over? Or what's going to happen to everyone's lives?
Feel like it's a fair question. I've played with it a few times, but
Okay.
Microsoft just pumped $10 billion into it, which is a number we can really hardly fathom.
Yeah.
So it's got to have a bright future, but at the same time, that might be a scary future. But why don't we take our time to just play with the solution and maybe see what we can use it for?
Sure. Just before you get there, just something interesting. People say
Yeah.
million, billion, million, billion, million, billion all the time, right? Did you know that if you a million seconds is 11 days, right? Do you know how many? Or yeah, it's a million seconds. Do you know how long a million? No, it's minutes. Do you know how long a billion minutes is?
I do not know.
It's 31 years as opposed to
Jeez.
as opposed to 11 days. Yeah, that's the difference between a million and a billion. 11 days versus 31 years. It's it's either seconds or minutes, but I mean that's a massive difference, right?
Well,
So
just the fact that someone can accrue that much money and then spend it freely is,
that 10,
is
10
something
billion
to
10
think
billion
about.
is huge. 10 billion is huge. Huge.
Well, actually, we can ask the machine this. Yeah. How many days is a million? This could be quite interesting. Yeah. Or it might be seconds. Okay, let's see. Or you can remember the expression how many days is a billion. Yeah. Let me see the difference. Yeah. You see, right, the number to respond, which is quite annoying. Yeah, come on, that's just something that we can talk about. Like, everyone's going to start using this thing, so they can add the service to 19 minutes. Okay. Oh, it's just a profit right now.
Yeah. and do 1 billion.
I feel like 1 billion is going to take quite a bit of
Quite a
computing
long
power.
time, yeah.
But I mean, let's ask it something a little bit more practical. You know, let's ask this guy.
So it was 1 million seconds, just so you know. 1 million seconds is 11 days.
Yeah, no, it must have been 1 million seconds. Okay, so let's talk about LS Retail. Explain LS Retail to me.
So the guys that are watching this now can, they can start thinking about how they can use ChatGPT to assist them in their approach to sell various different types of solutions to customers.
Well,
And you could
100%. And if it gets this right, even if you've got a customer that you would like some information from, it's quite possible that you could search through this. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, that's mad. How's it different to Google though right now, right?
Well, I suppose Google doesn't necessarily answer your question in natural language. You know, it presents a list of search results,
Okay.
which could potentially be an answer to your question.
Yes.
Whereas,
Okay.
ChatGPT definitely focuses on
Answering
honing
your
in,
question. Yeah.
on what it is you're looking for. And I mean, this is quite an elaborate answer.
Yeah, extensive. Yeah. Why don't you ask it a question like, what is important to a CFO in a retail business?
That's fair.
Because now we're getting to the nitty-gritty of like the kinds of problems that they're sitting with, and everyone knows that you don't sell a product, you sell the solution to the problem, right?
That's it. And I mean, if you understand the pain points, it's that much easier to actually bring the solution to life for the customer.
Yeah. It's awesome.
I do wish it was a little bit more rapid at this stage because it has been in the past, but
yeah. So this is actually not something that I should be scared of. This is something that I can use to like further sophisticate my sales and my sales qualifying process.
well, I think that's the reality is there's going to be two sort of groups of people as this thing starts to get used, which is there's going to be the group of people that uses it to increase their, let's say, skill set or ability or even just capacity. And then there's going to be the other side, which is going to refuse to do that. And what may well happen is these people will end up eclipsing those that refuse on the simple basis that they've got more powerful tools and knowledge.
Yeah.
You know, we're not going to pretend that we knew this information or was readily available, but the reality is it's there now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if you have to go find on a Google search, you probably have to spend, 10 to 20 minutes, finding this information, summarizing it, putting it in a format that you understand or are able to articulate through, to whichever channels, whether it's the customer or your team. But now
Yeah.
within, I mean, even though it's operating slowly, within 2 to 3 minutes, we've got 7 points that we can expect a CFO to focus on in a retail business.
Yeah. That's that really is
So,
amazing.
I mean,
How accurate is the data? Do you know?
the data is pretty accurate, but I mean, we can also ask because that is an interesting question. I suppose, serving false information is probably easier than we expect.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
And fake news has had its era.
sense.
Well, I mean, looking at the information that it
So
serves up so far, it's relevant. It's not
yeah.
necessarily specific to retail.
But it looks pretty spot on in terms of accuracy. I think the best way to test that kind of thing would be to like ask it a question that you know the answer to, to see what the result is.
100%. So I suppose, yeah, it's explaining how it works now.
Yeah, I don't have the capability to evaluate the accuracy of the data. Okay, that's awesome. So how do you see these things working for us going forward, Dimitri? Like what kind of applications do you see this having for us as salespeople, but also just in the business of Vox and Braintree and the various different incubator companies? How can we use ChatGPT to our advantage?
Well, look, the simplest solution as it stands now is for copywriting purposes. And everyone thinks they can write a good email or their messaging is eloquent and impressive. But I promise you now that if you if you even write a critical email, you dump it in here and you say, can you make this more formal, or can you make this sound a little bit friendlier? What the bot is able to do is actually understand the nuances of really what is personality, and able to adapt that to the text. Now that's something that AI in the past hasn't really been able to achieve. So it really helps you understand, or I suppose gives you the upper hand to say you don't have to sleep on the email to find out if you're getting it across correctly, because you can pop it into this machine and it'll generate something out from really, I suppose, all the relevant data sources, and with the intended outcome that you're looking for. And that's hugely beneficial for a lot of people from a marketing perspective, even just from like a social media perspective.
Yeah.
Getting your captions out can sometimes be tiring, especially if you, I suppose, think they're a high stakes sort of piece of work. It's instead of 1 minute per caption, you're looking at 10 to 20 minutes, and it just becomes a little bit of a waste of time. And through using something like this, you can get that job done in less than half the time.
Yeah, that is impressive. So, I mean, you're covering some marketing slash copywriting stuff there. I've already
Mm,
started looking at how this could benefit me from a sales perspective in terms of how I research the various different solution areas in the industry and the kinds of things that are important to people in the business. There's probably a whole lot more application of ChatGPT, and I think maybe what we should perhaps do is like expand on this over the next few weeks, because I don't think one session is going to be enough. What do you think?
I think you're on the money, and I'm fairly certain that this solution could probably write proposals for you if you get it right as well. But
Yeah.
it's probably a good idea to explore it in the next session, because it is getting a little bit long in the ear here. Yeah, and let's take it from there, because I think we can only imagine the different applications, and yeah, what we come up with this time, or maybe even what the audience has to suggest we ask the machine is,
Yeah.
oh wow, look at it, it's even putting placeholders.
Yeah. So maybe